Welcome to Wicked Shizuku's Reviews, bringing you a southern perspective on books, movies, music, and much, much more. Stick around for a while, you just might hear something wicked. And welcome back to Wicked Shizuku's Reviews. If you're new here, please rewind into the playlist and to get back to the very beginning of all of these reads. And it will be episode 5 for this particular playlist. If you're going video by video, if you're still on YouTube, then it will be by playlist. So you have Monday through Friday and everything. So this is episode 60. So I am going to be continuing with the Bards, William Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors, and reading to you a scene picking up from where we left off. And we are starting Act 4, Scene 1, the same, which is a public place. Enter a merchant, Angelo, and an officer. Merchant: you know, since Pentecost, the sum is due, and since I have not much importuned you, nor now I had not, but I am bound to Persia, and want guilders for my voyage. Therefore make present satisfaction, or I'll attach you by this officer. Angelo: even just the sum that I do owe to you is growing to me by Antipholus, and in the instant that I met with you, he had of me a chain at 5 o'clock. I shall receive the money for the same. Pleaseth you walk with me down to his house. I will discharge my bond, and thank you too. Enter Antipholus of Ephesus, and Dromio of Ephesus. Officer: that labor may you save. See where he comes. Antipholus of Ephesus: while I go to the goldsmith's house, go thou and buy a rope's end that I will bestow among my wife and her confederates, for locking me out of doors by day. But soft, I see the goldsmith. Get thee gone, buy thou a rope, and bring it home to me. Dromio of Ephesus: I buy 1,000 pound a year. I buy a rope. Exit Dromio. Antipholus of Ephesus: a man is well hold up that trusts to you. I promised your presence and the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Belike you thought our love would last too long, if it were chained together, and therefore came not. Angelo: saving your merry humor, here's the note. How much your chain weighs, to the utmost carat. The fineness of the gold, in chargeful fashion, which does amount to 3 odd ducats, more than I stand debted to this gentleman. I pray you, see him presently discharged, for he is bound to sea, and stays but for it. Antipholus of Ephesus: I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in the town. Good signor, take the stranger to my house, and with you take the chain, and bid my wife disburse the sum. On the receipt thereof, perchance, I will be there as soon as you. Angelo: then you will bring the chain to her yourself. Antipholus of Ephesus. No, bear it with you, lest I come not time enough. Angelo. Well, sir, I will. Have you the chain about you? Antipholus of Ephesus. And if I have not, sir, I hope you have, or else you may return without your money. Angelo. Nay, come, I pray you, sir, give me the chain. Both wind and tide stays for this gentleman, and I, to blame, have held him here too long. Antipholus of Ephesus. Good Lord, you use this dalliance to excuse your breach of promise to the porcupine. I should have chid you for not bringing it, but like a shrew, you first begin to brawl. Merchant, the hour steals on. I pray you, sir, dispatch. Angelo, you hear how he importunes me. The chain, Antipholus of Ephesus. Why, give it to my wife, and fetch your money. Angelo, come, you know I gave it you even now. Either send the chain, or send me by some token. Antipholus of Ephesus. Fie! Now you run this humour out of breath. Come, where's the chain? I pray you let me see it. Merchant. My business cannot brook this dalliance. Good sir, say where you'll answer me or no. If not, I'll leave him to the officer. Antipholus of Ephesus. I answer you. What should I answer you? Angelo. The money that you owe me for the chain. Antipholus of Ephesus. I owe you none till I receive the chain. Angelo. You know I gave it you half an hour since. Antipholus of Ephesus. You gave me none. You wrong me much to say so. Angelo. You wrong me more, sir, in denying it. Consider how it stands upon my credit. Merchant. Well, officer, arrest him at my suit. Officer. I do, and charge you, in the Duke's name, to obey me. Angelo. This touches me in reputation. Either consent to pay this sum for me, or I attach you by this officer. Antipholus of Ephesus. Consent to pay thee that I never had. Arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest. Angelo. Here is thy fee. Arrest him, officer. I would not spare my brother in this case, if he should scorn me so apparently. Officer, I do arrest you, sir. You hear the suit. Antipholus of Ephesus. I do obey thee until I give thee bail. But, sirrah, you shall buy this sport as dear as all the metal in your shop will answer. Angelo. Sir, I shall have law in Ephesus. To your notorious shame, I doubt it not. Enter Dromio of Syracuse. Dromio of Syracuse. Master, there is a bark of Epidandum that stays but till her owner comes aboard, and then, sir, bears away our fraughtage. Sir, I have conveyed aboard, and I have bought the oil and the balsam and the aquavitae. The ship is in her trim. The merry wind blows fair from land. They stay for naught at all, but for their owner, master, and yourself. Antipholus of Ephesus. How now, a madman? Why, thou peevish sheep? What ship of Epidamnum stays for me? Dromio of Syracuse. A ship you sent me to hire waftage. Antipholus of Ephesus. Thou drunken slave, I sent thee for a rope, and told thee what purpose and what end. Dromio of Syracuse. You sent me, sir, for a rope's end as soon? You sent me to the bay, sir, for a bark. Antipholus of Ephesus. I will debate this matter at more leisure, and teach your ears to listen with more heed. To Adriana, villain, hie thee straight. Give her this key, and tell her, in the desk that's covered o'er with Turkish tapestry, there is a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I am arrested in the street, and that shall bail me. Hie thee, slave, be gone, on officer to prison, till it come. Exeunt merchant Angelo, officer, and Antipholus of Ephesus. Dromio of Syracuse. To Adriana, that is where we dined, where Dulcibel did claim me for her husband. She is too big, I hope, for me to compass. Thither I must, although against my will, for servants must their masters' minds fulfill. Except. And that was the scene from Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors, Act 4, Scene 1. So, if you enjoyed this episode, if you found it enlightening, if you found it educational, would you please give a like, subscribe, and a share? And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments, and I'll get right back to you. Have a good evening. Sleep well, everyone.